And so people are basically what I would call making a plan that doesn't include America, working on collaboration that doesn't include America, working on trade deals that doesn't include America, trying to see, can we strengthen money here? Can we strengthen collaboration here? Because who wants to depend on a nation that suddenly will flip the switch on the entire world and tell the entire world, you're all wrong and we're right and we're going to do things this way. And if you don't come on board, for instance, with the tariffs, we're going to give you a window. And if that window is not there, we're putting tariffs in place unilaterally anyway. And if you buck up, there will be consequences for that. And so God says everybody who's basically been at the receiving end of American suffering, they're now starting to reject the United States, and she will no longer get the preference that the nations have always afforded her. So people enjoy the preference that comes from other nations without actually centralizing and understanding that the only reason America has preference is because other nations give it to her. It's like there's a door there and everybody's walking towards the door. And as we all converge on the door, other people graciously step aside to let one person go first. The person hasn't earned the right to go first. The door is not marked, I will only admit that one first. It's an equal opportunity door, but other nations have graciously afforded the United States, because of their admiration, because of their previous love for her, have afforded America pride of place, have afforded America first place. And also America has punched enough countries in their eye to make other people who like having non-black eyes let her go first, because she's known to get belligerent. She's known to get bomby if you tussle with her for first place. So there's also that aspect. But now Yah says that the preference is being taken away. Other nations are now realizing that they have the right to say no. Other nations are now realizing that they can turn to other hegemons, other people who are also big, other blocks of countries, and say, we want to deal with you. We're not interested in hearing what you have to say. So the US dollar being rejected, the American lifestyle being rejected, the rhetoric, basically the talk from Washington, D.C. being ignored, rejecting ideas, and definitely rejecting the leadership that comes from America. God says, America, unpopular America, now being castigated. To be castigated is to be spoken very sharply of, rebuked. And God says it's happening by the smallest nations. As you can see, the South African president was very hot recently, but he's not the only one that has been talking and making his feelings known. And God says they're making their way down from the Queen's pedestal. And when he was saying that, what I saw is like a kind of monument high on a hill. But then the nations were like, and they were walking down the hill. The other nations, other countries, the place where they traditionally go to worship Queen America, okay, let's say a huge monument, let's say the Statue of Liberty standing up there on up a hill, the nations were like, they were doing that wave of boredom, and they were turning away, and they were starting to walk down the hill. And God said they're abandoning the altar that they usually go to worship the Queen. And time is up, time is far spent. And then God says, America, your time is up, and it's downward from here all the way now with your escort of fallen angels. I started talking about these aspects in 2020, 2021. I'm not going to go into it. I already said that it was a very difficult time to come and sit on the internet and start talking to people about fallen angels to a church that largely knew nothing about it. This was 6 years ago. Please understand now that the knowledge is a lot more common, but at the time people were refusing that otherworldly beings could exist. How can you sit on the internet as a Christian and talk about aliens? Because aliens are snatching people, and they will continue snatching people. They're part of the creation that goes under Satan. They fall under all the power of the enemy. This is Luke 10 and 19. I've been asking this question for 6 years. Why are Christians so sure that there's nothing else? What makes you think that the only evil is a witch in your neighborhood, an occultist, or someone who wants to sacrifice you in your family lineage for money? Who says that that's the only evil on earth? There's evil that's in the sea. There's evil that's in the sky. There's evil that's in parallel dimensions. There's evil that's in the forest. There's evil in all the places that the Native Americans always tell people not to go, and then they go there and they never come back. And I said they will always mail your shoes as a Netherlands explorer. When the locals tell you we don't go into that forest and you go there, then that's it. They will mail your hiking shoes and your notebook to your wife. That'll be all she gets back because you didn't want to listen. 2021, the Lord kept saying to me, tell them they need to know. Tell them they need to know. Tell them that the Wendigo will take their children. Now everywhere there's a Wendigo testimony. There's actually a very excellent testimony. I don't usually recommend things, but this one I'm going to put it either in the comment section here, or I'm going to make a separate note for it and post it. It's 3 hours long, and the time goes by effortlessly as this man shares his experience of seeing an actual werewolf. I've been speaking about the fact that the time is coming that the demons will have their bodies. People are looking at me. What do you mean? Those who know better, demons are disembodied spirits of the giants. Yes, but they once had bodies, and the time is going to come where there's going to be enough. I won't call it magic. I will simply call it something. Just imagine that the air becomes more and more thick and tangible. The seasons will change. The dimensions will smash together. I've been saying it for a long time, that the dimension where the fallen live and the dimension where we live, they are simply opposite sides of a wall. They're going to mash. They're going to smash. That is what the Hadron Collider is for. Excuse me, please. It's going to completely change the feel of the world that we live in.